Today, Kevin and I are going to be comparing 4 key lime pies. These are all from the frozen department. We have the Great Value, which is the Walmart brand. We have Sara Lee, Edwards, and Marie Callender's. I could not find the big, like we bought the Great Value, Sara Lee, and Marie Callender all at our Walmart. Our Walmart did not have Edwards at all. We had to go to Kroger because I looked at Kroger to see if Kroger had a Kroger brand key lime. They didn't. Kroger doesn't, as far as we could see, they don't have any of their own pies. But they did have the Edwards, but they only had them in little boxes. I think it's weird. I think Edwards has gone through a lot of changes from years ago. I'm looking for a pull tab on this thing and it doesn't have one. I want to show you what these look like. So, this is the Great Value. What you want to do, look at this. This is ridiculous. What you want to do is they come frozen, and they tell you to thaw it, to take it out of the box and remove the dome, and put it in the refrigerator, or they might say put it on the counter. Let's see what they say. To thaw whole pie, remove pie from carton, thaw in refrigerator for 2 to 3 hours. Or you
leave the dome on. But.
So, see, right, one of these had said remove the dome. Remove pie from carton, remove dome. So Sara Lee says remove the dome. But as you can see, that didn't have, this one does have a full tab. I do not do that. I've been eating these pies for years and years and years. And all you have to do is put it in the refrigerator the night before you want to eat it, and it's perfect. You don't have to remove it from the box. You don't have to remove the dome or anything.
It's always worked for us, at least.
Yes, it works fine for us.
Your mileage may vary.
Yeah, Edwards does have a somewhat of a pull tab, but it's a smaller box. It doesn't work, so it may as well not be there. Okay, so this is a 2-pack. So, like I said, this was the only way I could get it, and so you're getting 2 individual slices, which I love. I think this is an awesome idea. I know the Dollar Tree used to sell them like this. I don't know if they still do or not. Okay, Marie Callender's does have a pull tab. So the only one that did not have a pull tab, and it worked great, was the Great Value, the Walmart brand, did not have a pull tab. But now...
It's throwing out of it.
Oh. Pull and completely remove tear strip. Pull outwards on 2 side panels to loosen flaps. Lift front panel. Oh, okay. Oh, look, when you follow the directions, what happens? Oh my gosh. Okay, this one is the only one that is wrapped. I do like that box. That's nice. They probably paid well for that. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. I need to open those Edwards, don't I? I didn't think about showing you what those look like.
You want to see them.
Yeah, you want to see them. I didn't think about it. I'll open them.
Tell you what, the Marie Callender is probably the best packaged.
Yes, it is very well packaged. You're also paying for it. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Okay, so Edwards, it says pull here. You have to do it on this. Yep, pull here. All right. So it's a little bitty. That's your piece of pie, though. I mean, that's probably all you're supposed to eat. We're used to eating a lot bigger piece. So the Sara Lee is definitely the greenest. Well, the other ones aren't green at all. It is the only one that is green. So the first one I'm going to cut is the key lime, and I'm gonna cut all of these the same way, and just take a slice out and put it on a plate for us to try. Video, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to give you the price and the size of the box and the calories and all that as we go along. Normally we would compare all 4 of them at one time and all that, but These, like the Edwards, is a completely different size. So for this video, we're really, like all videos, we're just telling you which one we think tastes the best. And so really, it doesn't matter how cheap or how expensive it is. Ultimately, it's who has the best flavor. So we'll see.
Unless something's close, we'll compare if we need to.
Yes. So the Great Value, yeah, if they're close, like I noticed that the Great Value is for, the calories are for 1/8. The Marie Callender is for 1/8. But now the Sara Lee is completely different. So we'll talk about that. But for the Great Value, the Walmart brand was $5.87. $5.87 for a 32 ounce. It's a 2 pound, 907 gram pie. It says fresh baked cookie crust, thaw and enjoy, no high fructose corn syrup. It is 310 calories for 1/8 of the pie. So this one does have a cookie crust. Those are going to be different too, because like the Sara Lee looks like it has a graham cracker crust. I'm not sure, so we'll see. So, do you want to go first?
I smelled it because I was getting the smell of like a graham. That's what I was seeing, if it was coming from this, and it was.
Made with real key lime. This is good until September of 2026.
Wow.
It's amazing.
I guess you keep it in the freezer.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
I'm going to reserve judgment. Do I think it tastes bad? No, I don't think it tastes bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering how that level of flavor stands up to the other ones.
Mm-hmm. It has a real zing to it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm wondering if the other ones are going to have more.
But if I had that same zing in a candy, I would call that sour. It comes across as like to me, it would be like a tart, sour candy.
See, I'm not getting that much of that.
Okay. So
that's what I'm saying. I kind of want to
reserve. Okay. What do you want to do with these as we go? Okay.
I'll just put it over here.
I guess Sara Lee's next. The Sara Lee was $6.86. So now remember, Walmart $5.87, Sara Lee $6.86, and it was bought at Walmart. It is a 1 pound 7 ounce, 652 grams.
This is 907 grams.
So we're going from 907 to only 652. So this is much smaller weight,
and it costs more.
And it costs a lot more for the Sara Lee. So it doesn't, it just says simply thaw and enjoy key lime cream pie.
I also thought the Walmart, the Great Value one, the crust didn't have a ton of flavor. It has a little bit of flavor, so I'm just curious.
Okay, this one says 1/5 of the pie, 131 grams, is 410 calories. Okay.
Right. I'm curious to look at the grams for each serving to see.
To see what?
To see if the differences of calories per gram.
I wanted to say this has a graham cracker crust, and the other one had a cookie crust.
Was it a cookie?
Mm-hmm. And it says cookie.
Well, it tasted different, that's for sure.
The texture is completely different.
Oh. That's what I was waiting to see. That was okay.
This is terrific.
If you stand it by itself. Like if it's by itself, it's like, yeah, it's got a little bit of that key lime kind of flavor. It's got, a little bit of it. But then once you eat this, it's like, there's no flavor in that at all. Like literally none. Comparatively.
This is the one you want.
Well, so far.
If you are a texture person, and even the flavor, there is a creaminess, and I'm not getting that like sharp tart edge to it, and I absolutely adore the crust. That graham cracker crust, I don't know why Great Value is using that cookie crust, because
they made a mistake.
They did. That graham cracker crust, and it's not like what you would call like a firmly packed, so like once you get it in your mouth, kind
of grainy.
falls apart in that wonderful texture. It's like you've made it homemade. I never expected to like that so much. That is a wonderful key lime.
Not only does it have a really good texture, but the flavor of the key lime is like, I took another bite of the Great Value. There's literally, I never even got the sharpness of it. I just got like hardly anything.
Yeah.
It has hardly any flavor at all.
Well, that Sara Lee is going to be hard to beat. So now we're going to move on to Edwards. The Edwards was bought at Kroger, and it was $3.34, but you only get 2 slices. Made with real key lime juice, no artificial dyes, no high fructose corn syrup. It's a 6.5 ounce or 184 gram package, and one slice, that slice, is 330 calories. And it looks like it has a cookie.
It doesn't look graham cracker.
No.
Go ahead. Oh yeah, it's mushy cookie.
Okay. But now, I've always liked Edwards.
That crust. I mean, if you're gonna do a crust on a pie, a cream pie, you gotta do graham cracker. Their flavor's better than the Great Value, but not as good as Sara Lee.
I agree. It's right in the middle.
It seems sweeter.
I think the substance itself, the pie itself, seems thicker. It's thicker and heavier than the Sara Lee. The Sara Lee was more whipped.
Yeah, it is.
It's light and airy.
But I like that.
And I do too. Oh, I love it. And the Edwards is heavier and thicker. I do like the flavor of the Edwards. I even like the flavor of the Edwards crust more than the Great Value.
Yeah. It's just very soft. It's not wet, but it almost seems almost wet.
I much prefer the graham cracker crust.
Yeah, so much
but I do like the flavor of that, but it doesn't necessarily taste like key lime.
No, I mean it does, but it doesn't.
It does, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it's
not as strong.
Yeah, it's not that like you get that little sharp key lime thing. And like I said, I think the Edwards might be just a touch sweeter, maybe because it is missing some of that key lime flavor.
Probably. Okay, now the last one
I like to smell these for some reason.
is the Marie Callender. It was $6.97 at Walmart. It is 30.4 ounces, 1 pound, 14 ounces. It's 861.
So it's still smaller than the Great Value.
The Great Value was 907 grams. This is 861
So it's probably
grams.
more closely related to the Sara Lee one.
But no, there's no description on the front at least. Key lime pie. It's a graham cracker crust. Graham cracker crumb crust made from scratch, made with Key West lime juice. It says it's 360 calories for an eighth of the pie. Do not microwave. Keep frozen until you're ready to use it.
Yeah, you turn it to mush or puddle of goo if you microwave it. These are not meant to be warm. They're meant to be cool.
Okay.
This is going to be the surprise. I like the texture. It's really thick. No flavor still smells good though. No,
I don't like the crust.
it has a little bit of
The
a
crust fails.
bite to it.
The crust for me, it's the texture. It's
Yeah.
the texture of the crust.
It doesn't have real flavor to me.
It doesn't have that. They are saying homemade pie crust. Do you really think there's a bunch of little ladies in there making that pie crust?
Put it in a machine.
It
It's not
doesn't.
as dry.
It doesn't have the texture that. And when I say gritty, it's a good grit. So there's bad grit, like protein grit, or keto grit. But this is a good sugar grit.
Yeah. Good crumbly grit.
Yeah, like you've made it yourself. That crust, it doesn't hold a candle to the Sara Lee crust.
Now, this is almost like they got it slightly moist, like wet. Like I sprayed mixed some liquid with it and then mushed it in the tray, in the mold. Whereas the Sara Lee feels like somebody's literally pressed it in by hand with a little bit of butter, like what you would do at home. I don't like the flavor of that one as well either, though.
I don't either.
The flavor is like nowhere near as you don't get that like sharp key lime.
Every time.
There's just no comparison.
It's perfect. That is an awesome. That is, I mean, there's not even a question.
For flavor, just flavor alone.
Yeah, let's pull these boxes in so you can see what we're talking about here. They're, for flavor, for texture, for everything, the Sara Lee is the clear winner. And so it definitely was more than the Great Value, so you are going to pay more for it. But it's something. I'm
telling you, the Great Value is not even worth eating.
I don't think so either.
It doesn't even really have a key lime flavor.
So that's your last place.
Yeah,
it's my last place too.
Yeah, I would not get the Great Value at all. Take it out of the
world. Great Value I would not get at all. Now this is where it's going to get interesting because there's another one here that I wouldn't buy again either.
The Edwards.
No, the Marie Callender.
I didn't mean Edwards. I meant Marie Callender.
I wouldn't buy the Marie Callender either. I really don't. I'm not happy with the crust on it because if I want a graham cracker crust, I'm going to go for Sara Lee. And honestly, if I couldn't get Sara Lee, I would buy the Edwards.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I would never buy this one, but I would rather buy the other two first. I'll say that.
Yeah, I would buy that.
In a pinch, you could buy this one and be.
If I was desperate, if I was desperate, and they only had the Marie Callender and the Great Value, I would buy the Marie Callender at that point. If I had to have that flavor pie, I would do that.
I'm just going by flavor, just not even thinking about texture, just flavor. This is the order of the flavors that are the best.
Yes, absolutely.
If you go by texture, this is also the order they would go.
Yes.
Because they made their crust. If they'd left the graham crackers a little bit drier when they made them in the crust, I think it would have been better. But they're kind of wet and sticky and mushy. And so the crust texture, this kind of reminds you of the Edwards a little bit, that wet kind of cookie texture. So I don't know. By far the best one to get is the...
Truly, the people at Marie Callender need to buy a Sara Lee pie, and they need...
I'm sure they've done it.
Really, they need to take it and eat it. They need to take it in their lab or whatever. I'm picturing them with white coats in a lab. And they need to eat this Sara Lee because I promise you, this is the classic... This is what you want.
It delivers on the flavor.
You feel like you made this yourself at home.
It delivers on flavor and texture. The Edwards pie, that is only 92 grams, whereas the other two, 131 grams for a serving, not necessarily what you would get.
Well, it is very sweet.
But it's also more calories, so yeah.
Well, this was...
There is definitely a clear winner.
Clear winner. And I am surprised because I never guess right. When it comes to this, videos like this,
Would you have said Sara Lee? I mean, not Sara Lee. Would you have said Marie Callender as a guess?
I would have guessed Marie Callender.
Yeah.
And I would have guessed that the Marie Callender would have been close to the Great Value only because of the way the boxes look very similar, like the calories, the way they're written and everything, but they're very different. They're totally different. That Great Value just, it just does not deliver at all.
No,
I'm just not happy with
good
that.
flavor. Not the best texture. It's just overall just not that great.
Yeah.
It's not horrible, but it's just not worth buying.
Right.
Especially when the other two are sitting there, or something else sitting right next to it that's better.
Right. Exactly. No, I agree completely. So I'll have lots of pictures for you at the end if you're interested in seeing them up close. And thanks for watching.